Can you tell us both sides of the argument and we can guess who's was on whose side?
Yeah, that's a good game. I don't know if we'll know. They blur lines so well. So
I was saying that Kanye was brave for writing a song about cousins. Or one of the arguments was that Kanye was brave for writing a song about sucking his cousin's dick when he was 14. And the other person doesn't think that's brave. The other person thinks that's something you should keep to yourself.
okay. So Kevin thinks that you should keep it. Well, I don't know. I actually don't know whose side you're on, because I could see you being on both sides, and I could see her being on both sides. And if you said it was anyone other than Kanye West, I think people's opinions would be completely shifted.
I completely agree. Exactly. Yeah. If I were to say, hey, Oprah came out and said that she sucked her cousin's dick at 14, everybody would be like,
yes, is she releasing the same song?
Yes, Queen. Like, you are the bravest person that is so brave. Own yourself. Own it.
Agreed.
And then, yeah, but it's just with Kanye, obviously, he's saying all kind of crazy shit. And I agree. I went so deep on his nitrous oxide addiction, which is nuts. The guy is completely off his rocker. But
he
at the same time,
that in the song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the whole song is just about, like, going on vacation to nitrous oxide land.
Yeah.
It's honestly the actual music in the song is good. It's like a emo-y, like punk cover or background track.
Yeah,
a little bit like Kenny Hoopla.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love
Kenny Hoopla.
I love that song.
Yeah. Do you know who wrote it? That he didn't write it, right?
Dave Blunt.
Yeah, Dave Blunt.
Kevin Hoopla. Oh, wait, which song? Which song? Are we talking about? Okay, I thought we were talking about Kenny Hoopla still. I was like, what? He wrote that song?
He only has that one song, right?
Yeah.
How can I rest in peace, buried by the highway?
But a great song.
It's a great song.
No, Dave Blunt. So I thought this guy was a gimmick because he's just a big fatso. And that's what people are there to see, not him rap. It's like, oh, this guy can speak, wheel this guy on stage, and then he just speaks rhymes. That's what
I watched one of his music videos. It's pretty interesting. He's not really
Is he standing.
I would say no. He's laying on the ground most of the time.
Oh man,
I feel like we could do without David Blunt, though. I think that he could go away. Anytime I see him, I'm like, he's wearing this gross purple color sweatpants and sweatshirt, and it grosses me out.
His brother, better music, James Blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the two songs I've heard from Kanye's upcoming album are so sweet, though, and they're both like co-written, co-produced by Dave Blunt.
Yeah, I listened to the other one. I did. I did not like World War III at all.
You only like the lyrics in that one, right?
I'm a big lyrics guy for sure. I do. I thought
you like. So you like the part of the song where he reads 2 chapters of Mein Kampf before he goes to bed every night. That's you're like, ooh, shit, sick lyric.
Well, I couldn't really understand most of it.
Kevin is a book guy. He's a book guy. So.
That is true.
I like that he says, like, and I paraphrase, but he says,
we're gonna have to cut this.
He says that he can't be compared to Hitler because he's black, basically. So yeah, I like that. I think that's bold.
Well, he just came out on Twitter today and said that he's white now. So
okay, so I don't know if Kanye West didn't do this to his cousin, would he be Kanye West at all? Like, would he make music at all? Would he be into fashion the way he is? Would he be crazy the way he is? Or did this make him so crazy? And after his mom went away, maybe his mom knew, and that was the only person he could talk to about it. And it was probably you don't think so, Kevin?
I have a feeling his mom was kind of involved with some of this stuff.
I like that take.
I think he's crazy. And like he has a weird relationship with boundaries, and he's very like artistic and curious, and just he doesn't know where to stop. So
yeah, I guess that's
just part of his personality.
I think all of us know that option when we're that young isn't something you do. So I think you're right, Kevin. I think he was crazy from the get-go, and then did it did that.
And that's what makes a great artist. You're like somebody who's constantly blurring the lines between like knowing too much, sharing too much, being cuckoo, and like being normal and carrying on.
Okay.
And that's makes him great.
Could you imagine being one of Kanye West's cousins, but you weren't that cousin, and your whole life you're like, yeah, dude, Kanye West is my cousin. Like, you're so pumped about that. Everyone's probably like, oh fuck, dude, you're Kanye West. He's like, no, not that one. I'm not that one. I swear to God.
He also has another song about like family reunion, it's called, or something like that, where one of his cousins stole a bunch of like porn off or like videotapes off of his laptop.
Yeah, I remember
that was from
that
Pablo,
song.
I think.
Yeah.
Is it family business?
He had to pay him $50,000 just to get it back, I think he said, or something like that. It was on the Life of Pablo album.
Oh,
Family Business. Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah. That whole album's really good.
All right. Well, we have a tight schedule today, so let's keep with music. I love the new Bon Iver.
that's good.
I have lots of thoughts on Bon Iver because I've listened to that album now 3 or 4 times, and my first thing is, it's one of the things that makes him so great is that his songs all blend together. Like, I can think back to his past 3 or 4 albums, and I can't really name a single song. It's more like you put it on and you experience the whole thing.
Yeah, it's he's definitely an album guy. Like, it's not, you're not listening to the singles really. But the one single I was listening to a lot, the one that you sent Owen originally
From the new album?
Yeah.
The one I like
Side,
is
I think
Shea Side, Shey.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one's a standout.
Yeah, that's the best for sure.
Can I hear you sing it?
But that's been it's been around for. I got a problem with singles. I try to, if I know it's a artist that I'm gonna really like and I'm gonna listen to the whole album, I try to skip singles because you play the single too much before the actual album comes out.
I agree with that.
And I feel like it ruins the whole experience. So I didn't listen to a lot of the other ones that he released because after that song I was like, oh shit, this is really good. But that album is awesome.
Did you guys hear, this is breaking news with Bon Iver. 4 hours ago, he Instagrammed. Is that what you say? He Instagrammed a photo.
Sure. He posted on Instagram.
Okay, he posted on Instagram a photo of him holding a baby with his girlfriend, and I had no clue that this was his girlfriend.
What's her name? She's from The Penguin. She is the villain in The Penguin.
Oh, no way! He's dating her, the girl from Palm Springs.
What's her? Let's get her name out. What's her name?
I know her name. I can do it. It is Christina Milioti.
Okay. I feel like this is. I don't think that they're dating. I feel Kevin Dumont sent this to me, and he's like, "Oh shit, I didn't know they were together."
Look at his hairline. Is what Dennis.
Dennis is currently zooming in on a picture of Bon Iver with the baby and his girlfriend, but zoomed in strictly on his hairline, which is
more hair. just born has more hair.
The kid does have better hair.
I don't know if this is real or not, or if this is just an artistic post. You never know. It seems like it'd be a weird thing to do, but this just seems like such a weird relationship.
Weird. Like, oh, you know what? Hey, the real baby mama, can you stand aside? I'm
not saying that. I'm not saying he brought his baby.
Relevant, like somebody from like a Max original or HBO.
Cast a mom. Sorry, honey. We need a casting agent for a hot wife.
You know what? Forget the baby. Bring me a new baby too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what other shows are hot.
No,
like,
I was
trying. Girl from the Pit. I really like that girl from the Pit. Can we bring her in? Wait, I do. Have
I was trying
question.
to say that none of these people are related. Is all. Not the fact that this is his baby and then he wanted a different girl.
I think you're only saying that because there's a picture of him like leaning in front of a fish, and he's not really.
What does that have to do with anything?
He's not related to the fish.
That's clearly his fish. That's his fish.
Okay, before we get away from the baby, though, I do have to ask a question for you guys. Okay, you know how hair transplants in Turkey are a huge thing now?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
What are you talking about? I've never heard of that or done any research about that whatsoever. Tell me more, Kevin.
Oh, and your mic is very loud. Just
you're fine to me too. Don't stress about it too much.
Okay, but it's going to the red every time he talks.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, and you got to keep it a little bit away,
or just turn it down if you can.
What a bitch!
Give me a sour face.
He's just trying to make the pod better.
I'm trying to help Kevin.
Upload speed is fantastic.
Oh, that sounds great now.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay, so hair transplants. One of the reasons I never wanted to get a hair transplant is because my hair is already so far gone that I would run out of places to start. Because when you get a hair transplant, they take it from other parts of your body. They take it from your neck and like all the way. Like every time you see a hair transplant, the people are starting to like lose hair on the bottom of their head because you have to pull it from somewhere. So
do you lose that hair forever?
Yeah, you're
Gets
taking
rid of
the
the
hair
whole
follicles.
follicle.
Yeah. You're.
Oh wow.
I mean, I don't know.
So I'm wondering if I could have a baby and just take all of its hair follicles and just leave the baby bald the rest of its life, and I get the hair.
I would love for you to do that because when babies are born, their hair is like kind of different. It's like really fine.
You'd have super wispy, fine, fluffy hair,
like
Kevin.
silk.
It would be better than what I'm working
Like-
with now.
That would be great.
So
Yeah.
Kevin's reason to have a baby is so he could steal his hair. I feel like
No. Okay, so now my second point on Bon Iver is that when I was listening to the album and I was really relating it to it on a core level because he seems to be a lot like me, like very like, stubborn, individualized, like egotistical. Yeah, I know you guys don't think that, but it seems like a lot of the album is about him coming to terms with like being in a relationship and like giving up his own self for like other people. Did you get
Yeah.
the sense of that?
damn, I did not go that deep. I didn't read into any of the lyrics that much. I
I'm a
honestly
lyrics guy
just
for sure.
started listening heavy to it today. So
I
I've listened to
actually,
a couple songs, but I've listened to it I think twice today.
I listened to an interview, 20-minute interview that he did about this album, and he said that this was the first album he did where his life's in a really good spot right now, and he's like doesn't give a fuck about like promoting his music or anything like that, even though he's been promoting it a bunch. But his other albums have always been kind of depressive, and he's like, this is the first album I want to make that's kind of like my life's actually good. So I guess that's what you were trying to say. He's coming to terms with things.
Like
Yeah.
there's one that really hit was like, and I can't handle, keep reaching for the handle. And I'm like, oh, that's a great line. Like,
What does
it's
that
just-
mean?
It means he's like can't handle the thoughts in his head, so he keeps reaching for a handle of
Gun.
booze.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, that is true. I forgot. I listened to that.
Owen's like so confidently flashing his gun fingers.
Gun.
I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think he's holding a gun.
No,
to his
you
head. I
are
do
talking.
think he's
You are
drinking.
right, Kevin, because I listened to that today and I thought the same thing. I don't know why I thought.
Oh, that's a cool line.
Yeah,
but maybe it's both.
I think the line is. I
What
can't
do I grab?
handle all these feelings I can handle, so I keep reaching for.
All right,
the
Kevin, you
handle.
don't need
Yeah.
to sing it.
No, I know. That's how I
He's
just
a
listened
lyric
to it on the way
guy.
home.
Yeah,
I-
lyrics. Kevin's the lyrics guy.
Okay, should we keep fighting?
Dennis, who's the interview? Was it
It
with
was
two
on
other guys?
Sir- No, it was on like Sirius
Okay.
XMU.
I was excited that you were listening to How Long Gone interview with him. They did a video interview with him. It was
Ooh,
really
I'll
good.
check that out for sure.
Yeah.
They get good guests. They're well plugged.
They are the best podcasts out there. I love that
Which
podcast.
is funny
All
'cause-
of their guests are amazing, and they're
Owen, I used to listen to Throwing Fits religiously, and then I
Yeah.
cut those guys off because they were too immature. And
Yeah.
they were like the precursor to How Long Gone. Like I think they came after. Like they used to be
So
guests on Throwing Fits.
is this a indie music podcast?
they
It's just a
they do a
hipster-
lot
I-
of
I'd
artists.
say
So
they're
they just did
hipsters.
like Panda. They just did Panda Bear, right? Isn't that his name?
Is that the zoo?
and then they're doing Giraffe next week, Kangaroo.
Monkey, pencil. They're just doing nouns.
Yeah, they did car right before Bon Iver. They did. They did car seat headrest right before.
Oh, yeah, we need those. in
And
cars.
we just, you know what else they did?
Like
My
having those
morning
heads-
jacket.
What's it?
just recently too.
They're
shows
opening
a-
a dictionary and just like picking a word out.
It just shows how dumb indie music is.
Yeah,
oh my
but
god!
I
Car
think
seat
you'd
headrest,
enjoy
what's
them
it
'cause
like
they're-
having those heads leaning up against you all. That's
They asked him, "What car seat headrest do you think of? What do you think of like as your band
Oh
name?"
wow!
a good question.
And I was like, "Oh damn, yeah, it was
Did the
some
guy say-
Toyota."
I don't know. I can't hear you underneath my furry mask.
Yeah, did they press him on the furry thing?
So at the very end, he's like, I've gone on to your Reddit, and there's a lot of critters. Like, do you have anything to say about the critters? So he didn't really press at it, and he pretended he's like, I think you're talking about like how my album covers have some critters, like a fox or a dog, and I'm like, oh, come on, dude, just
Oh.
tell us
But
that
that's
It
what
was
makes a great journalist, though, because like these people are agreeing to do these public conversations, and you have
Yeah.
to like tote the lines of like, "Hey, do you want to talk about this? I'm giving you an opportunity," and he clearly turned it down.
You don't want to burn
Yeah.
any bridges.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, they're really good. I think that you guys would enjoy them. So
Okay,
they
my-
do.
my-
Sorry, go on. Never mind.
No, my last. I just try to keep this tight. My last thing on
Sure.
Bon Iver is maybe I'll ask you this: who's the first artist that comes to mind when you listen to Bon Iver? Because I have
Bon
one
Iver.
now.
Bon
Say
Iver.
Bon Iver.
Fleet Foxes.
Okay.
That'd be second, just
I
because
think
it's
of
like same vibes.
I think of Sun Kill Moon. Similar.
I'm a little closer to you, Dennis, but I don't know if you'll ever be able to listen to him again without hearing Randy Newman, because he has the same singing voice.
Kevin, you're singing so much on this pod.
Yeah, but Bon Iver he'll get really high too.
Yeah, I think
he's better.
Actually, so I was
Bon Iver's
this
like
su-
got the.
Okay.
Sorry, Dennis. Go on.
I was gonna say this summer I saw a clip of the conservative Twitter. Bon Iver opened a rally for Kamala Harris, and he sang the national anthem. And conservative Twitter was like, "This guy cannot sing. Like he is so bad. He is the worst singer." I'm like, "Well, that's kind of the point. He's
Yeah.
not like the best singer,
Oh,
but he
dude,
uses like auto tune and stuff."
No, his voice is like it's the best because it's so different. And I think he's
Well,
an
yeah,
amazing
but I mean,
singer, though.
you play that to your dad or like someone, they're gonna be like, "This guy sucks. Like
I don't
the
know.
music doesn't."
You got to listen to Bob Dylan. Now that guy can sing.
Here's Clay Aikens. He's in American Idol.
I do think it's funny that like Kamala Harris, she's got 6 months to turn her campaign around. She's trying to attract as many Republicans to vote for her as she can, and she's like, "Let's get Bon Iver to perform at my
He's got
concert.
a big conservative crowd.
He's going to turn everybody around." Okay, Owen, what's going on with Lorde?
The other days, it was probably like a day or two ago, she was tweeting about how everyone needs to meet at Washington Square in New York City because she's doing like a pop-up thing. And then all of a sudden said, no, sorry, the cops shut us down. We're not doing it. And then they ended up doing it. And it was one of it's all over the internet. It's a very awkward performance where she's standing on a makeshift stand and just lip singing to her new song and dancing. And the closest people are probably like 15, 20 feet away from her. And it's just her with like hundreds of people in a circle watching her just lip sync and dance. And it's I feel like, I don't know.
Do you
guys
like her
didn't see
more
this
or
at all.
less after watching this?
Less, for sure. Charlie XCX has had too much of not inspiration. What's the word? I guess she inspired her. So inspiration is.
She's almost like taken
wasn't
over
Lorde
her
first?
course.
Lorde was, I think, around the same time, but they're close friends. And Charlie XCX, as you know, had like Brat Summer, and it's all like hyper pop. And I think that she's trying to like fit in that lane too. And it's just it's very strange. Although I will say the song is pretty fucking good.
I don't know if I heard it.
The name of the song, it just came out. It was What Was That? And turns out that was a whole part of it was for a music video. So now I don't feel like it's as cringy. But if you watched it before knowing that, it's very weird.
Would you guys consider this like Gen Z music, I guess? Or no? Gen Z? Is that after us?
Yeah. I'd say
I
so.
don't know.
Gen
Lorde
Z and millennial.
seems so millennial to me because, like, the only song I know from Lorde is that one. I'm not going to sing because Owen called me out, but like "I'll Never Be Royal."
Royals.
Yeah, I can't sing. That's only
that first album she had.
I'll never be royal. Yeah, baby.
That song, that whole album is super fucking good.
I just don't know anyone. I think Lorde was the people that. I mean, that song was good, but I remember like my cousins going to it that were a lot younger than me, like to go see Lorde.
Oh, she's
so
not that much younger.
They weren't
than us.
millennials. No, I know, but I think. Do you know any of your significant others like Lorde?
I don't
know anybody that like. I feel like the biggest moment Lorde had was when she like showed her butt on that album cover.
That is
in your world.
I think that she's had big. I was gonna say, Kevin, that might be for you, but I think her singing the song, her coming out with the song "Royals" was probably like best. But that whole the song "Tennis Courts" on there or
that sounds
"Ribs,"
good.
they're all that whole album is so fucking good, and I don't think that she's gonna be as good anymore.
I thought she was kind of
though.
fell off. To be honest, I guess
she
she's
did.
back.
She went away, so I think she came back after Charlie XCX, and that they were in a song together or a couple songs, and they got really popular. So people are just latching on to that. So
I also mix her up with Lana Del Rey.
Oh,
All three
Lana
of
Del
those
Rey
are kind of this. Say it
millennial.
again, Dennis.
Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey is millennial.
Okay.
LeBron is Michi.
You know, actually, speaking of Lana Del Rey, guess who loves Lana Del Rey? Nathan Fielder.
Oh,
I've
no
seen
way.
him do karaoke of Lana Del Rey. There's
No
multiple
way.
videos of him singing Lana Del Rey.
Okay, well that's a great transition because I went to OKC over the weekend. Do you guys have any questions about that? What Oklahoma City's like?
Are you changing the topic? Or are we still?
No, I have a
Okay.
plan in my head.
Okay.
Is
No,
it
not really. I was just
how does
hoping
it
you'd
compare
tell
to,
us
like,
about it.
how does it compare to like a Cleveland or a Cincinnati, like a Midwest
I'd say
sort of town?
it's kind of like if Columbus never popped off, if that makes sense. Like there's just no like visually stimulating things. It's just this city smack dab in the middle of nowhere. And Columbus obviously has a lot going for it now because of the university right there.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like this really plain Manila town.
There's no like natural features that are
exactly. Yeah. I mean,
cool.
the only natural features you can latch onto are like the plains or whatever is in that part of the. I don't know anything about outside.
Not like not airplanes, like the plane, like.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, yeah. So I don't have much to say about OKC. I golfed. It was great. I saw Anthony Kim. Do you know who Anthony Kim is?
He's a golfer.
He's a golfer who he took an insurance policy. I guess I was just talking to somebody about it, and I guess like back in 2013, like he was one of the main guys who could go toe to toe with Tiger. And then he took an insurance policy on his self, and he got injured, and he got like a $10 to $12 million insurance policy, and basically just left golf altogether. And now
we need to investigate this guy. Sounds fishy.
No, for sure it is. And then he got addicted to drugs and is now banned from the PGA. And now he just signed
being
again with
addicted to
Liv.
drugs, or
I don't know, for whatever reason, just something he did.
yeah,
He's
seems
banned
like
from
a
the PGA.
scam. It seems like a scam artist, drug addict. So I get why he got banned from the PGA.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck
But he
this
was
guy.
really
Fuck-
good
Fuck
at
him, Anthony.
he was
Kim,
really good in like
coming
2013.
for you.
But I saw him at the country club I was at. He was just everybody else had to wear like polos and country club attire. He showed up in streetwear and just would go out there on the course and do whatever he wants. And I'm like, that is the life I want to live.
Yeah,
Really
a scam artist wearing street clothes on a golf course, Kevin.
Yeah, like
Come
he's
on.
already made all of his money, and now he just is like out there for the love of the game, just trying to get better. Okay, but so in order to get to Oklahoma City, I had to take an airplane. But on the way home, there was nobody on my flight, so I had a full. I would say maybe it was like 170 person flight, or occupation potential, and I think we had like 50 people on it. And I basically had free reign to pick whatever seat I wanted on this flight.
You're telling me people aren't flying back and forth to OKC from Cincinnati?
Well, it was a layover, so it was from OKC to Chicago. So yeah, same difference.
Yeah,
But not a lot of back and forth there. So
did they make it like spread out to like
they
for the
they
weight?
did do that, and everybody was just naturally spreading out anyways. And I was like the 40th person aboard. So in that situation, what seat are you guys picking? Let's start with you, Owen.
40th out of 50. That sounds like anytime I board, no matter what, I'm always at the end too, and I don't get it. It's not like I'm buying really cheap tickets.
It's because I check in late.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just like a good seat, I guess, a window seat.
But like front of the plane, back of plane?
Front of the plane.
No, so this is where I went different.
Yeah, I
I
was
went back.
thinking about. Yeah, Kevin, I agree. I was thinking about that. I'm like, because there's only 50 people on the flight.
It's not going to
Maybe
take
get
long.
off easy.
Yeah, exactly. I think I found a niche there. I'm like,
Wait, what?
I was the only person on the plane. I went all the way to the back, second last row, right by the bathroom.
Yeah,
had
by
a
the
whole
bathroom.
row to myself. And it's like the only benefit to the front of the plane is when at the end of the flight, when you're like waiting for everybody to get off. But like with only that many people on the flight, like
in the back getting off the whole flight.
No,
and no, he's finishing.
You gotta get off. I've been getting off.
Dennis, you see what I'm saying though. It's like there's this like
I agree.
there's this fallacy that you want to be in the front of the plane, but in that circumstance, I think it's better to be in the back by yourself.
And if a plane crashes,
Safest.
Yeah, the back is the safest.
Why? Okay, Kevin, you didn't explain at all why the back is better.
Because everybody else was they were still fighting for seats. Like they would have a person in the window aisle, and like around people. I was in the back of the plane, like 15 feet next to the closest person. Like I had a whole row to myself, a whole row to the right of me. Nobody was in it.
I gotcha. Okay, I thought that this was like you get the pick of any seat. You're the first one on the plane. If I was first, I noticed that you said you were 40th, but if you're first, you get the best seat that you could find, and then you just spread all your shit out so no one sits next to you. And the back of the plane is not the best seat.
I would have felt terrible doing that though. Even if I was the first person on the plane, I would have ran right to the back because all these idiots would want to be going to the front. I stand by my situation.
So were the people in the front, were they jammed with two other people sitting next to them? Or
there were instances of that, yeah. There were instances like where
people chose to sit in the middle.
Owen.
Didn't know that person?
With families.
I don't believe it. No.
I'm going to defend Kevin. So, Owen, you get on the plane. You're first one on the plane. You take your seat. You're like, I'm going to take the window seat on the first row, and you take it. People are getting on, and the guy takes the aisle seat. And you're like, oh, fuck, now there's a guy in my row. And more people are getting on and another guy's like, I want to be near the front. The guy sits in the middle seat.
Okay, then
and so now you're like,
then I get up and walk. But
no, you're
there's
locked
no one. No, I'm not. No one's sitting in the middle. I'm sorry. No one out of that 50-person flight sat in the middle
row,
unless they knew the people or were like cool with chatting.
But I agree with Kevin. It's like I'm just gonna go to the back. No one's gonna come.
This is a safe bet. I'm not gonna think I can
don't
just
have to
relax
worry
instantly.
about someone sitting next to me at all.
It's very similar to George's bachelor party where we just picked the one with the bunk beds because like no one's gonna fight over this. So we went straight for that room.
It was one of the most comfortable flights I've ever had, and I'm very proud of it.
A row to yourself is the best. It's better than being in the front with three people.
Agreed. Okay, so Nathan Fielder took the biggest left turn on the new season of The Rehearsal. Were you guys? I was so excited to watch it. I got home at 1 a.m. after a flight from that Chicago OKC flight, and I watched it that night because I couldn't wait.
The opening scene, I put it on without telling Lisa, and she was like so into it. Like for 2 minutes, like, oh my, like she's like, what is this show? She's so excited. And then it hands over and Nathan Fielder so they're in an airplane and it's crashing and it crashes and it pans over and Nathan Fielder's just standing there and she's like, oh fuck.
He's kind of tapping into the true crime documentary, like just like very real drama.
Yeah.
He's a genius. I'll say it.
It's an interesting concept. It's the perfect type of comedy for me. It's just like right on the borderline of serious and not serious.
Yeah.
And he's just so good at the delivery of just being like that. I think the standout line is just like, I'm trying to convince these people that to do this, but I'm a comedian. And then I looked back at the documentary and 10 minutes, no laughs.
Owen?
Yeah. Owen, go. This is your topic.
I know. Well, Kevin took it like it was his. Well, I want to talk about Moody on there and his girlfriend. Do you think that...
Well, let me give some additional context. So within this, it's basically The Rehearsal is now... It's Nathan Fielder, if you know who he is. He's basically trying to solve an airline problem that he dove into, which is that it's... I don't know how to explain it, but...
there's a first mate and a captain, and in most... He looked back at all like the transcripts of airline crashes, and he noticed that a lot of the times it was the first mate wouldn't speak up and say something like, hey, we're too low, or like, hey, we can't see that, or maybe we should do a fly around where they don't land, they fly around, and they don't speak up, or the captain dismisses them and they crash. And so he's diving into that.
And he gets an exclusive interview with one of these co-pilots and just kind of dives into the world of what these people who are afraid to speak up live like. And Owen,
that guy's name is Moody. He's a pilot who has a tough time because he's worried about his long distance relationship with his girlfriend, who is a Starbucks barista, and he thinks that he's worried that she's going to get up and run away from him with some guy that she meets at Starbucks. And at first you're thinking like, this guy is so insecure, probably coming from there's probably reason, but I was like, this doesn't seem like it's a good relationship.
Yeah.
So Nathan Fielder brings her into the show and has her to pretend to be the captain, and he's the co-captain. What is it? Co-captain? First mate.
Right? Is that right?
Yeah, because he hasn't confronted his girlfriend about this to ask some questions.
And just to like say, like, I know guys flirt with you at work, which is just a day in the life of a Starbucks employee.
He wanted him to speak up like these first mates didn't. Like,
take control.
Yeah. This is like training for him as a captain. Like, he put him in this situation.
So Moody did a great job, and he's like, do you guys hit on you at Starbucks? And she said, yeah. And he said, a lot. And he was getting frustrated about it. Do you think that she's cheating on him? I think that she just wants attention. She likes attention.
I think Mr. B is really into the show, and he thinks big changes is going to come to the airline industry because of it. But he thinks that, which I agree after talking to him, that was a rehearsal.
I do too.
And that's not his actual girlfriend.
Oh,
it's just a plan to like get him.
God damn.
Yeah. The whole thing, you don't know what's real or not.
God damn it. I hate when people give me spoilers. That stuff.
It's not though. This is pure this is things I saw without
that's what's
happening.
It, though. I know, but that's what's happening.
But you they didn't really have a connection. Even when I watched, like, I'm like, how are they boyfriend and girlfriend? The way that they're like, they didn't even hug each other when they saw each other.
But what makes it so great is that the whole first season was about him establishing this Fielder method of acting, where he trains actors to just like be real people in real life and how they were like the most natural form of acting. And now he's enlisting all these people that went to his academy partake in real life and learn about it's the most meta experience ever.
That's not his girlfriend. That's 100% not his girlfriend.
No, I don't think any of it's real. None of it's real, I think.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what's real and what's not. The show is very fucking good.
It was funny though, in regards to Moody, Owen, was that the guy lives at home with his parents, and you're like, these are the guys that are flying my planes.
I know. I was like, he's a pilot. They make good money for the most part. I know he's not a first guy captain, but he could get his own spot.
Yeah, but I mean, think of it as a pilot though. It's like, well, I'm place to place, and I'm making good money, and I'm going to save up.
You save a ton of money because, like, I'll just live in the hotel.
The part that had me crying laughing was when he was on the phone with like American Airlines or something, asking if he could get access to their lounge, and the lady's like, and he's like, yeah, so can you ask your boss if I can get this? And she's like, oh, I don't have my boss's email. And he goes, you don't have your boss's email? Whoa. like that's the bigger problem right there.
But then he walked in and it was a fake person. So it was someone in his actual crew.
I don't know. The whole thing is just a acid trip, and it's hard to try to explain it to other people, but it's so damn good.
God damn. Can't believe that it's definitely not his girlfriend. So good call, guys. But
Mr. B, he's on the scene.
Keep your theories to yourself.
I don't want to give Mr. B too much credit. He definitely found that on Reddit.
He read that somewhere else.
Yeah.
You think?
I don't know. Maybe I'll give him credit. Mr. B, keep listening to the pod.
But
we need your
Kevin, you're going.
Tell me about anime pods.
You're going to your own. Well, not your own, but you're going to a rehearsal this upcoming next weekend for George's wedding. Do you think George is going to show up with a harnessed computer?
That would be hilarious.
Doing
you should do
everything
that, George.
properly.
George is a big Nathan guy, so maybe he will. Maybe he will. It's not all that different. It's just about like practicing things in your head or practicing things in real life.
You should find a guy that looks like George in San Francisco, hire him, and be like, George, you can sit back and watch this.
Yeah, I'm totally going to do that. I did get my suit from Black Tux today, and you ever use Black Tux?
Yeah,
No,
they never get my sizes right. I got like a XXX shirt one time.
Last time I used it was like in the height of COVID, and I was in the best shape of my life. And I just was like, yeah, I'm sure I'm the same. No, nothing fit me. So
Wait,
is
man.
it
it
like
was
a
so
rental
depleting.
too?
Yeah, and it's just like all my information was programmed in there, and I even tried to like up a few things, and it still didn't get it right. I still
I
got
like
my
Dennis
sizes.
thinking that Kevin just splurged on like $1,000 suit, no measurements. Is just like, yeah, I'll just fucking buy it. It'll fit.
Top hat, little cane thingy.
Okay, let's continue. Dennis, speaking of all immersive experiences, Minecraft movie. Did it live up to the hype, or did it all die down by the time you saw it?
So I saw it on like a Friday afternoon.
Oh, and are you familiar with the hype around the Minecraft movie?
The boys have gone. I've heard songs. So
did they do the
I'm
whole
familiar.
throw popcorn at the screen thing?
I wasn't there.
Uh,
So
That's the
Are
whole
they-
thing. Like middle school boys are just going and causing a ruckus.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So I went like 2 weeks after it came out on a Friday afternoon, and it was sold out. It was like, yeah, it was sold out. And it was mostly probably 10 to 12-year-old boys, and I took my boys who are a lot younger than that. But it didn't get rowdy, but the people would say the lines right before they came. Like, so they've seen this movie before, or they've seen like trailers of it. I know my kids have watched the trailer for it probably at least 100 times.
That's
like-
insanity.
Yeah, and honestly, it was a lot better than I thought. And
That was Buddy and Jack's review too. A lot
Yeah.
better than they thought.
Jason Momoa was hilarious in it. I actually think like this guy's a good actor now. I never thought he was a great actor.
He's the kid. Like kids love Jason Momoa. That's both the
Yeah.
boys always talk about Jason Momoa. So he's
I think they like Jack Black too, right? Like I think there was a reason that people picked him.
yeah, because
Jack Black
just
was
cartoon.
good. I mean, he's just kind of the same.
He
always
was so
plays.
good at SNL that it just like reminded me like of how talented he is. He just did like this crazy somersault thing. I'm like, a fat guy doing that is always going to be hilarious. Watching like a fat guy like
That
jump
is
around.
true.
doing a
I just
somersault.
imagined it, and it made
And
me kind of chuckle without even
It's just
seeing
like
it.
hard not to enjoy because he'll just be like, it's just always funny. Wait, so Dennis, the reason I actually want to see this movie because
I think you'd like it.
and you guys would appreciate this. I was researching it, and the same director is Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh shit!
Oh, really?
This movie's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome then.
Yeah,
Boys
so that
didn't
has-
like Napoleon Dynamite though.
Oh yeah, that's
But
your
it-
thing. Been
Bums
saying
me
that
out.
since 8th grade.
Yeah, but it's just like, okay, you put the Napoleon Dynamite guy in the Minecraft universe, I could find some enjoyment out of
What
that.
other movies has that guy directed recently that they gave him
Nothing.
Minecraft?
Nothing.
That's
I
kind of
think
crazy.
I think it's just like perfectly up his alley. Like, let's just take a goofy guy who like he captured our hearts at 14 years old. Like, maybe he can capture another generation at 14 years old. Give him some like money.
Fuck, he did it.
Minecraft is crazy though. I think Lego probably hates Minecraft because it's just replaced Legos. Like my kids they'll like build art in it. They'll build houses. They'll build like people. It's insane.
Do they sell physical Minecraft blocks like Legos? Because that would be a great next
Yeah, they
thing
do.
for him.
They do. They're expensive.
I don't know. Lego still seems to have a stranglehold. 'cause
Yeah.
I was just at a 6-year-old's birthday party, and he got 3 sets of Legos for.
Yeah,
His
Legos
birthday.
are still big in our house. Not as big. They're grown out of them, but they've
Do
always
your
used
kids
them.
play
but
Minecraft?
yeah, or Jack was obsessed with it, and then he plays every once in
never
a while
played.
now. So it's like it takes some time. He takes time off and then gets into it again.
Was Jack the one sneaking Grand Theft Auto?
He got
Yeah,
his
that's more
Xbox
fun.
back.
Oh,
after-
actually, that
after
reminds me.
3 weeks of not
Wait.
having it.
Really quick to pivot back to Kanye, I was thinking about Kanye's mentality right now because I was reading about his nitrous oxide addiction. And basically, what nitrous oxide does disassociates you from the reality. Like, you basically are living in the clouds. So now he, like, no longer sees reality as, like, reality. He sees it as his own little Grand Theft Auto universe where he's just trying to create as much fucking chaos as possible and get away with it. Like, he's basically just, like, trying to see those 5 stars on the screen.
You know,
That was
Kevin,
my metaphor for it.
At first, you were saying this. I was like, "This is gonna be so fucking stupid," and that was actually that was pretty good.
Was
I
it
liked
poignant?
Yeah, I
'cause
kinda
is.
liked it.
It's like he's so far disassociated from reality. He's like, we have our reality, and he's just like, what kind of shit can I cause in there? Like, how much chaos can I cause? What?
How many
kinda
stars
crazy
am I
shit-
collecting today before I have to
Exactly.
get my car repainted and I get
Exactly.
rid of all my stars?
Do
That's
you
what-
think Anthony Kim is doing the same thing, but like he's such on the other end of it where he's like, I'm gonna show up in streetwear.
I'm gonna commit insurance fraud.
I looked him up on Instagram after I saw him, and he's sober now, so he's now just like straight edge and like praise God shit. So
just sucking his cousin's dick. That's all he's got left.
All right, Dennis, we're gonna finish off strong with a roulette of your last 3 topics. Give us your pitch on The Last of Us.
I was dreading watching it, and Lisa's like, let's watch it. And I'm like, zombie shows are so boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm so over it.
I disagree, but I like it. So continue.
I would say you love Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Kevin just got into Walking Dead. That's why he likes zombie shows.
I watched 2.5 seasons, and I love it.
But then I put it on, and I literally forgot everything that happened in the
Me too. I think
show.
everybody forgot.
Yeah.
I don't even think I finished the first season, or maybe I did. I have no clue. I just didn't.
Do you remember them
really
at the
care for it.
hospital at the end?
So
Okay,
I did
then you
see
saw
all of
it.
it.
Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, it's good. I mean, a lot of people hate the actress in it.
Rightfully so. She's really distracting looking.
Yeah.
What does that
Well,
mean?
she was great in Game of
She's ugly.
Thrones. She was the Lady Mormont in Game of Thrones. She was awesome in that. So I can understand why they picked her for this show, but she fucking sucks in this show. She's so annoying.
Her character too is just like
Annoying.
it's so
I guess that
annoying.
character, that's how it is in the video game. People have said, I was like, I don't care. This isn't a video game anymore. It's a show.
Now
Make it
everybody-
not annoying.
It's real life.
Yeah, and not all of us video game nerds are like, these are us normal people. We're trying to watch it. We want fucking Sydney Sweeney playing that character.
I couldn't imagine playing that video game because I would just want to skip the cutscenes, but I think the whole game is like a cutscene. So you hit A, like fucking I just want to shoot people.
So I agree though, Dennis. I'm into it this season. I'm not as into it as I was the last season.
Shit, the game's over. Sorry.
Okay.
Go on.
I do find the actual zombies in it completely like horrifying. It is the most visually appalling thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, they have that. What's that phobia thing where it's like the little dots kind of?
Yeah, the
Ooh, yeah, I
trypophobia.
hate that. I got that. I got that phobia because that creeps me out.
But spoiler alert, do you?
I haven't seen the second episode, so don't tell me anything.
You haven't? Okay.
No, but I know there's a big thing.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to shift because, wow, you got to watch that. You need to watch that ASAP. Okay. So next roulette of topics, college debate. What is that?
Yeah. So have you guys seen, it's like always like, this conservative
Kirk
owns this lib. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So I was watching one of these, and it's not Charlie Kirk, but I realized that these people they all talk the same. I'm going to pull this up here.
That's always the
Lib
question.
rage quits after checkmate.
Define a woman. Define a woman.
All right, so this is, if you guys can tell me who's the conservative.
That I'm upset with, that many people are very upset with. And
are you upset? We're not.
Dennis, pause it for a second. I think I can guess.
I think
the guy in the Trump hat is a conservative, and that the girl with the tattoos on her neck that's a little bit pudgy and wearing like one of those stupid biker hats is the liberal. Am I right?
I think you're right, Kevin.
I don't know. I haven't watched the whole thing yet.
Oh,
but,
okay, let's find out. Let's find out.
But
Play it.
Listen to the way they talk, because I've noticed this in all these videos.
that Black people get preferential treatment. DEI affirmative action. Carmelo Anthony was released on 75% reduced bond with $400,000 raised in his name. He killed his white classmate, stabbed him through the heart with a knife.
so here's the thing. You know that DEI is not about raising, like giving. Okay,
It
it's not about-
prioritizes Black people.
All right, so I've realized this. All these videos, it comes down to one person going like this, and the other person's like, and then it's like, that's all these videos.
I agree.
That's so
Dennis.
true.
It's just so annoying. I can't watch. That's all I hear now when I watch them is their cadence. The other person's like facts, and the other person's like emotion.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
all
guess
like
that makes
this. It's
sense why
facts
there's
versus emotion.
yeah, there's two different types of people. So it's like, why are we even debating these certain things?
It's just like that's what like they think they're so smart because like they loaded up a bunch of ammo in their head and they're spitting it out and it's like, are you have a response? I have an answer, but it's just like it's not a real conversation.
I think
Dennis,
they're just trying
point.
to overwhelm the other person, and the other person's just like not really listening, and it's more like about their. It's both sides are like
Yeah,
kind of
both-
strange.
And no, the other person's trying to like empathize with like everybody, and the other
Yeah.
person's just like fact. And the other person's like, well, there's this, and there's this, and there's
You know who the best
this.
people are? The people that don't do either of them. They just keep walking.
I think it's us. We're the best.
They got a question. I don't have time. Sorry.
They also just pry on these people in like the most confusing stage of their life where they're in college. Like, imagine if I came up to you guys in college and was like, "What do you? So what's happening in Gaza?" And you're like, "Gaza, is that what is that like a theme night?" At
Dude, yeah,
Rick
I
and Bar?
I had no clue what was going on outside of Athens, Ohio.
It's a drink at one of the bars.
Why is it-
$1.
It's Gaza night.
Exactly.